I understand how the art of bonsai can be an intimidating hobby, but if you're a beginner, you're in the right place. The bald cypress is one of the best trees for beginners. It's super tough and forgiving, which makes it a great tree for people wanting to get into the bonsai hobby. So now it's time for the fun part to transform this nursery stock tree into a bonsai tree. All right, so today's the day when I finally use this bonsai pot I've had for over a year now. I'm making a bald cypress bonsai. Found this great looking tree at my local nursery, one of my favorite nurseries called Enchanted Forest here in Houston, Texas. So first up, we gotta put the little screens in these holes right over here. And I have some wires. You gotta put the wires in like a V shape or U shape, and you can put the two wires through the screen, as you see, put the wire like this through the screen and through the other smaller hole. Now most bonsai pots have 4 holes, 2 holes for 2 of the screens, and then 2 more holes for wires, but this actually has, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes. So it's a bit of a larger pot, which I think it would be good for this bald cypress since it is a larger tree and they get quite large. So I got my 2 screens down. Let's move on to repotting this now. All right, guys, so now it's time for the other 2 wires. These are going to be the anchor wires. You're going to anchor your tree to your bonsai pot. So these are going to be thicker wires because I have a larger tree. So I'm going to do like a U shape, kind of like what I did with the screen wires. Put the first one through the first set of holes. Make sure that the wires are flush against the bottom of the pot. And just trying to make sure that they're even too. Looks pretty close enough. And now a second set of wires, same thing, U shape, put it through the other holes, flush against the bottom of the pot. So since there's another big hole right in the middle, I think it would be a good idea to add another screen just for extra protection so all the soil doesn't drain out. So before we get into repotting that bald cypress into the bonsai pot, I want to show you what kind of bonsai soil I'm using today. This is a good bonsai soil from Bonsai Supply. Go ahead and check them out. I'll have a link in the description. I'm also using their fertilizer today too for this bonsai repotting project. So this bald cypress is in a 3-gallon pot. Let's go ahead and take it out. So I got this at my local nursery called Enchanted Forest. I wouldn't go looking for something like this at Home Depot or Lowe's. They might have bigger trees like this. Like I went to Lowe's the other day and they had a big bald cypress, but it looked pretty terrible. But this tree looks pretty good. So start taking away. We don't want to take away too much of the original soil. We want to keep a lot of the original soil to help the tree. So mix it in with some of that bonsai soil. Or cut away some of the roots, prune the roots a little bit. One of the most important things when you're repotting your bonsai tree is that you want to choose a front. So choose the side that you think looks best. So this looks like it's going to be the front right here. So I'll turn the camera around and show you guys the front because right now you guys are seeing the back. Just going to tie these anchors in, hold the tree down. Now I'm not a professional, I've only done a couple bonsai trees, so kind of learning as I go. So if you have any tips, you can leave them in the comments, but please be constructive with your criticism and not just to criticize, but try to help me improve in my bonsai skills. All right, guys, so I turned the tree around so you can see the front. So pretty good so far. I'm going to keep the tree probably about this height, but I'm going to do a little pruning. Take that off. Take some of these lower branches off. I like this branch right here, so I'm going to keep this branch. Maybe take this branch off because it's kind of like interfering with this branch I like right here. Just take these ones off. I like this branch right here, so I'm going to take this one off. This is another good one. So keep this. So these two branches are kind of like interfering with each other. I'm looking for more like a tree with straight branches, so I can probably use some wires and curve this one. So considering that this one right here, the second one is going upwards, and it's interfering with this branch I like, so I'm going to take this one off too. Shape it up just a little bit. It is really hot out right now, so I don't want to stress the tree out too much. All right, guys, so I'm pretty happy with the overall look. And like I said, it's pretty hot outside, so I'm going to let this soak in some water to let all the roots hydrate from the bottom up. I think just watering from the top won't give it justice. It really needs to soak in some water for like an hour, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so we don't want to forget to fertilize. So I'm going to fertilize my Bald Cypress bonsai with this slow release fertilizer that I got from the Bonsai Supply Company. It's the same company that I got the soil from. I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to pick some of this up. But this is a slow release fertilizer. It's 18-4-10. So that means it's 18 nitrogen, 4 phosphorus, and 10 potassium. So I'm just going to add a little bit around the soil. Again, it's slow release, so as you know, I water it, it's going to feed this brand new tree. So I'm pretty satisfied with how this Bald Cypress bonsai turned out. I'm not going to do any wiring right now. I kind of like the natural look of the tree. Maybe at a future date later in the season, I'll do some wiring, so I'll do a part 2 to this video. But if you found any information in this video helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more gardening videos. Thanks for watching.